You're now listening to Sleep Time's Over.
Sleep time is over, baby.
Welcome back, jabronis, to fitness, the other F word. I am your co-host, Summerly, aka Leslie Nope, with my co-host, Aaron Sakai, aka Mr. Ron Swanson.
What?
That's his name, right? Wait, I just have an existential crisis of a show. It's my favorite show, and yeah, that's his name.
Okay, first of all, one, I don't know what intro that was. Two, video people, you're in for a treat because we moved out of Havana. We bought property in Havana. We didn't move out of Havana. We're still in Havana. We got a cabana in Havana.
It's a casita.
I didn't know that word. And for the video people, this has now become the Squinting Asian show because the sun's right at us.
We can say that because we're Asian, okay?
And we're only like half, and we can say that too. It's kind of hard to open the eyes up wider than usual, because the sun is looking right at us. So video people, you're gonna look at us squinting and like really trying to think really hard.
We're really thinking intensely about fitness. Yes.
As we should. I have no idea what references you're bringing up. I don't know what you're talking about.
How dare you? That is from one of the greatest shows ever, Parks and Rec.
Oh, I did not watch it. I stopped watching TV in the 80s.
Well, I don't blame you.
The
But
90s. I'm not
yeah,
that old.
yeah. I was thinking, wait a minute, 80s is like Laverne and Shirley and Cheers and.
It's the 70s. Wait, what?
Laverne and Shirley?
Laverne and Shirley was 80s, I think.
Okay.
At this point.
I mean, I wasn't even born then yet. So.
You know, and every time we set up for these shows, I know you video people are loving it. Audio people, you're like, what the fuck?
I know.
Shout out to the cereal school.
This
This bag has been here for like 3 weeks. You brought 2 bags over. I ate half of one, and I was just like, what's wrong with my life? And then we still got the second one, and shameless promotion to the cereal school. 3 weeks, 4 weeks in a row, cereal school.
Maybe 5?
You have to have seen
Maybe
this.
5?
I'm going to hashtag that, and hopefully... What's the name of this company again? The name of this company is Cereal School,
The Cereal School, yes. The Cereal School.
What do we got today? What do we got this week?
So, well, before we begin, as always, we are not medical doctors. This is not medical advice. And then the other thing, too, is did you like my hat?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Do like your hat, yes.
The day,
Stylish.
sir. Yes.
Catch a cab later from you,
Yes.
or I'll Uber it.
Excuse me, governor. Yeah. Anyway, I found
Wait.
this hat. This hat is actually very old because so what happened was it's from Modern Amusement, and it was a play on the LV logo. So it's not
Right.
LV, it's Modern Amusement. Is that even a brand anymore?
I was just going to ask. I haven't heard Modern Amusement in forever.
Right?
That was a store, right? A store chain, or was that online only? This is like the rival to Urban Outfitters.
This, yeah. And I
So-
know like Island Snow carried them for a while. That's how I got it.
Island Snow reference.
But so the reason why so back in the day, back when I was an undergrad in 2015,
Yeah.
wink. So I did a lot of the concerts and stuff at UH, and so you're running around and people are always trying to look for you and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, I need something so that they can just say, look for the girl, blah blah blah. So I would always wear a hat like this. Like I had like 10 hats like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just said, just look for the girl with this hat.
You pulled that off.
Yeah. So I had, or I could do the other option I could do today, and to really do also is do the 90s Wesley Snipes. Could do
New
it
Jack
as
City.
Yeah. How's that? I can't pull it off. I'm not doing that.
Well,
But anyway.
if I could just say, as you tried to look like Wesley Snipes from New Jack City, which is the resemblance is amazing. Shout out to the Thanksgiving Telethon because we're giving away turkeys, much like Nino Brown did on New Jack City.
Very
he gave
good.
one to
Very
Chris
good.
Rock. He tried to sell it. He played a character. I don't want to expand on why he tried to do it. But we're doing it the same way Nino Brown did, so it's only fitting. You happen to have the hat. You happen to try to be like Nino Brown. Modern Amusement, everyone. Yeah.
But yeah, so talk a little bit more about it. I mean, we don't want to bury the lead. Like that's the most important thing is what's coming up with that. So like.
Yeah, well, Teletron, the third one, did one in August for laptops for kids, to raise money for laptops for kids for school, because it's all virtual school. Now, It's Thanksgiving. It's only fitting. It's time to feed families. That's basically it. It's just it just makes sense to do a telethon to raise money for feeding during this time. Thanksgiving is going to be weird already.
Yes,
Whether people are
very
going to be
weird.
gathering or not or what.
Yeah.
But at least we can feed families in need. People got to eat.
People gotta eat. Yeah.
And that's what the telethon is. It's going to be 6 p.m. to 11 on the 21st
The
of
21st.
November.
So that's the Saturday before.
The Saturday before.
Yes.
And then the format of that, I've done, this might be my third one.
Yeah.
It's 5 hours. I'm on IG Live straight through.
Non-stop.
Different guest joins me every 15 minutes. IG Live also had a time limit where you can only be on an hour at a time before they shut you out. I think they did away with that. I think.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the last one last show I did with shout out Sterling Higa, it went 70 minutes, and it didn't cut us off.
Oh, that's right. That's
So
right.
I don't know what the time limit now is. So I'm gonna have to really watch that one.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's gonna be 5 hours straight. Might be literally 5 hours straight. So there's that. There'll be
Okay.
performances this time. You're gonna be on there doing I don't know, and it's basically a bunch of people that I'll either talk to or give me a chance to go shishi.
Yes. Yeah.
That's basically it.
Well, that's important. Shishi
So-
breaks are important.
It was a problem last time. So
I know you don't really think about that kind of stuff until you're like,
no, you don't.
oh shit, I really
Literally.
have to go.
Yes. No, I did not do number 2 during the telethon. There's no time. But yes, there'll be performances. There'll be guests. That's still in the works, but that is Saturday night. The donation link is already up.
Yeah, and I also put it in my Instagram account. The link is in the bio for me as well. So yeah, please, any
Yes, thank you.
amount is a helpful amount.
That's all. It doesn't matter. Just trying to feed as many families as possible.
It's a very
That's it.
simple concept. I
Yeah.
think everybody can understand how important that is and how much of an impact celebrating with families together during the holidays is. So yeah, please
Right,
donate.
especially times of need. Right, we got to get people to eat,
Yes.
and that's a struggle this entire year. It's been so. We got to come together at least one more time for this year. It'll
Exactly.
be Thanksgiving, so
Exactly.
that's coming up.
Okay.
And
Well,
what are we doing?
so that's a great segue. So we're recording. It's now the beginning of November, and this is officially now the start of the holiday season, right? Halloween's done. So now, like we were just mentioning, Thanksgiving's at
Yes.
the end of the month, and then we're gonna have the Christmas bonanza extravaganza next month. So I thought for today we could kind of discuss more broadly how I just had a
Who?
I just had a real big Tourette syndrome
Who's that?
issue there. I don't know what just happened, but
You know,
anyway,
it's the sun.
I'm thinking really hard. How should we approach it? In the sense of sometimes it can lead to a lot of extra stress, extra anxiety, extra
holidays?
pounds. The holidays, yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
the topic.
That's the topic.
Okay.
Yes.
We're at 9 minutes in. Okay, I just didn't know. I didn't know
Yeah.
what we were doing.
To be
Okay,
fair,
the
I sprung
holidays.
this on Aaron. So
I never know what's going on here.
Yeah,
Okay.
um,
I'm just a guy.
I think this would be a great introduction to in terms of like how we view the holidays in the sense of
Yeah.
kind of exploring. Well, it's probably going to be a given that you gain a little weight.
Yes.
I mean, everybody does. And then to say, well, look, how should we approach it?
Well,
From that perspective, I guess.
if we really want to cover all grounds of the holidays,
Okay.
all people, when you say everyone gains a little weight,
Yes.
in order for that person to gain a little weight, they have to go to a said Christmas party or Christmas gathering.
That's
Right.
true.
Now, let's look at perspective of 2019 Christmas party gathering and then 2020 Christmas party gathering.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go back to 2019. So if you look at party, business party, family party, gathering, Secret Santa, all that. If you do not have friends, if you're not much of a family person,
Yes.
if you stay in the basement, play Fortnite, you may not gain as much weight during the holidays as a said person who is social.
That's a good point. Okay.
You may gain weight throughout the year because you're in your parents' basement eating Pringles, playing Fortnite. But
With
it's
Mountain
not-
Dew.
Right, with Mountain Dew, Powerade because they're an athlete. So that is a different type of weight gain.
Okay.
The person may not specifically gain it during Christmas. Also, Christmas is also a time where people can be sad.
Yes.
Depression is high.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
That's right.
So then that may lead to people not wanting to eat.
That's right.
There's some of those people.
There's some people that have that. That's right.
So, to cover all spectrums of people in 2019,
Yes.
depressed, not crying or not, you may or may not gain weight,
Right.
depending on your social circle. If you got no friends, you got no girlfriend, no boyfriend, no nothing, what are you doing? So that's 2019.
Okay.
So then we go to 2020. Everyone's screwed now. No one going nowhere.
Yes.
They shouldn't. And if you guys are tier 1, no one's having a party. No one should be having a gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So therefore, are you really gaining weight in 2020 during the holidays? What is the routine of the 2020 Corona Christmas?
Yeah.
Are we getting Secret Santas? No, because everybody's working from home. So then that eliminates that. Is there a business party going on? That eliminates that. Family party? Probably 50%. Okay.
To probably like a limited capacity, right, for most people.
Limited capacity, because once we get to December, we'll be in tier 1. So shout out to, we're not going to make it to tier 3, and it's going to be less than 5 people, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you're going to go out to a restaurant for a Christmas party, it has to be only with family members.
Right.
So be sure to write the same address on the contact tracer form. I don't even know I'm saying that right now. I could get busted just saying that. They're not watching. So
Allegedly.
it's a different way to look at when we talk about fitness and holidays and eating and holidays, because you have the virus.
Yeah.
You have what creates a person to gain weight during Christmas time. Those reasonings are gone,
That's true.
right? We could bypass Christmas entirely. We
Yes.
don't even need to do anything.
Yeah.
And it's just a regular month.
Yeah.
Much like Thanksgiving.
Much like Thanksgiving. Yeah.
So I don't want to be a downer here, but this is reality.
Everything sucks.
It's just, but not everything, because shout out to the cereal school. You may just have to resort to eating the cereal school for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it's a different world now.
Yeah, it is.
So we have to address that
Yes.
as opposed to the 2019 version of holidays, eating, because it's not there anymore.
You know what? For whatever reason, I did not even factor that in. I'm thinking in 2019 mode, and this is not the case at all.
There's nothing wrong with that, because
Yeah.
this is all new. This is all new ground.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the first annual Corona Christmas.
Corona
right?
Christmas.
So we've never experienced it.
No.
This is going to be the first ever Corona Thanksgiving. We've never experienced it.
Yeah.
We've experienced Halloween, and look at how Halloween turned out.
It was
People kind of went out.
It was
not really.
largely a non-event.
Non-event.
Yeah, yeah.
So, with Thanksgiving be a time to eat and a time to gather, what's going to happen? With Christmas, like you said, time to eat, time to gather. Is that going to happen? How many Christmas parties are you really going to realistically go to this December?
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
And who's going to do it? Who's going to throw one?
Who would take the risk?
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's a huge liability now. Potentially legal liability too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's a
So-
really good point. I think in the vein of that, then, looking at it to clarify that we are talking about coronavirus Christmas, coronavirus Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Maybe to explore how, I guess one way to look at it is to say, okay, well, what do you think is,
Yeah.
I'm having a brain fart because
Did I
I
just
didn't
throw
even
the
think
show
about it.
in the toilet?
Yeah, no, because I totally.
Good night, everyone. That's it. I mean, I didn't know what the topic was.
I know. I completely was like, this is a good topic because this is about, weight gain and all of that good stuff. But I did have a topic that I was going to talk about after Thanksgiving. So why don't we pivot?
Is it about music?
No, it's not about music.
Sorry. I just fucked this show over, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
I didn't. You sure?
Because this is for real. This is the reality. Because I don't know how much it would pertain. Like if we were talking about it, like if it was 2019. I do have a topic for next week, though, that might be a little bit more apropos once we get to it about Thanksgiving. But
okay,
we'll table that till next week. I did want to explore something that came up last week where we were, was it last week that we were mentioning about
make the sex?
Yeah, it always comes back to sex on the show.
You know how much of a response make the sex was? That's got to be a shirt. That's inevitable. And you know what was great about that too? It was old women that commented on that. So you never know what gender comments on what.
Stereotypes, throw them out the window.
Yep.
This is 2020. New era.
Most definitely. And okay, so what was last week's?
We had mentioned how we were talking, we briefly had brought up, you had briefly brought up the whole thing about how women are always saying, I don't want to get bulky.
Yes.
I would like to explore that. So why don't we do that? Why don't we pivot and we'll talk about that in the context of saying, let's unpack it. Let's debunk it because I freaking hate that term.
Yeah.
But before we do that, because we don't want to always just like, I don't want it to seem like we're picking on women. I think the flip side to that comment is when guys will say stuff like, I'm only about 5-10 pounds overweight and I'm just gonna go in the gym and for like a month and I'll be fine.
I see.
It's like the opposite where they're like overconfident about their abilities and how much weight they're carrying.
Yeah, there's an issue there.
Yeah. So why don't we look at that first and then we'll tackle the women one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so men problem.
The men problem, yeah.
Or, that doesn't get talked about.
It doesn't.
Okay, so good pivot.
I hear it all the time in the gym.
Right. And maybe mainstream people that follow the gym or don't know much about the environment, this is a big thing. That's not shown. It's always the woman don't want to get a bit bulkier topic.
Yeah.
Men they feel like they can just lose 10 pounds. Or the one I hear a lot is, I can put on muscle really quick.
God, that's the one that always blows my mind.
That top two right there. Okay? So, to both of those gentlemen that are out there, one, I've never seen a guy that has said those two lines that's been in shape.
Yeah.
Okay? In my, career.
Yes. As a professional in this world.
Industry. None of them. Okay? So then they say that, and I think a lot of that's because of the male ego.
Okay.
The male ego, we could just do a show on the male ego in itself.
Yeah.
Because it's a gift and a big curse.
Right.
Big curse.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of them using that overconfidence of the male ego to hide their insecurity of they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
So they're just saying that to build some kind of a confidence in themselves or some kind of a denial in themselves at the same time. Because if you're going to say that, are you doing what you're saying? A lot of people do not do what they say in a lot of aspects in life.
Right.
Fitness, exercising, major one.
Yeah.
You say, I should do it. You should do this. Yeah, I'm going to put on muscle if I work out a day. They don't even work out a day.
Right.
So then you have that. It's a lot of the male ego, and it's a little bit of the macho-ness, but a little bit is a lot of insecurity and fear.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to insecurity and fear with a lot of this.
Right.
And that's a factor.
Yeah.
That is, and then they just look at it as the failure and the fear to fail, and that's what you have with those said men who work out.
And I think the other thing too is, and it's not fair to do this to men, is I think that there's an assumption that because you're a guy, you should know how to work out. Like you should know how to go to the gym. And I say that as somebody who is a regular gym goer, where I can, at this point, because I've been doing it for so long, I can clearly tell when somebody has no idea what they're doing. And
correct.
You can't tell them, they're going to get snippy if you try to correct them, because it's like
ego.
It's an ego thing. So, but that's not fair to them. Like, to have this societal expectation that you should just know because you're a guy how to do a bench press.
And that's a big factor, because that's the fear, because that's the fear of the guy being that I'm supposed to be a guy. Well, I'm not supposed to be a guy. I am a guy. In 2020, though, who knows?
You can be whatever you want to be.
You can just check other. You can be a guy, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But you have this thing in the back of your head where you feel like you need to know your way around the gym because you're a male.
Or you see the guy, like, teaching his girlfriend how to lift, and
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
that's not how you do a squat.
You got a minute on that one? Okay. This show's gonna go all over the place. This might be the Freeform show. All right.
Yeah.
We'll get the insecure guy in a bit, but let's get the insecure guy that's actually got a girlfriend. All right.
Oh boy, yeah.
Walking around, more so the ego is big, more so his head is big because now he's got a little tag along.
There's a performative aspect to this now.
He's got a little pet.
Got a little shadow.
Yep. Little shadowy pet walking around the gym.
Yeah.
Bowing down to him, not really. Confused, yeah.
Yes.
And he's being the man. He's showing the woman.
Me strong, me protect
Yes.
woman.
And walking around and saying you should do this and do that, where he don't know what the hell he's doing. He's just trying to make himself sound confident and the man,
Yeah.
literally. And it just looks like a big clusterfuck. And then 90% of these girlfriends don't give a rip.
No,
They're
don't.
there because they want to support.
Yeah.
They want to maybe work out too. There's various reasonings, but it just never goes accordingly. It never goes accordingly, and it never lasts long either. It's going to maybe one time they go together, maybe twice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's just every single time I see this, it just looks like an embarrassing moment for mainly the guy.
Yeah.
Because we know the girl is just there, just to nod her head,
Yeah,
And
she's
then,
just accompanying.
you know-
She's not doesn't have any skin in this game.
straighten your shoulders,
Yeah.
make sure your knees don't go over your toes. Okay, we're gonna do 10 reps, okay, and then we're gonna rest for 30 seconds.
Babe, come on, babe, just do
You
it.
got it? You got it? Is this enough weight? Shut up. All right. But those days are gone because 25% capacity. So you see how things are different now.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the guy. The guy comes down to insecurity. It comes down to the fear of failure.
Yes.
It comes down to the insecurities of being a man.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. And then you're surrounded by other men. And then when you're surrounded by other men, it's competitive inside your head. You're looking at-
Automatically, right? I mean,
right?
you can't
This guy
help
look better
that.
than me. That guy look better
Yeah.
than me. I look better than him. All of this.
There's like a pecking order
right
going on.
and it goes same way with women, but
Yes.
we don't address men as much as women know that already.
Yeah.
Men may not think these things.
Yeah.
So that's why this is a good point to bring this up.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what you have out there. You have a lot of those guys, and they think, but they don't do.
Yeah.
To sum it up,
Yeah.
that's it.
And I've also noticed I've had friends that are guys that have said, I thought this was going to be easier. I'm doing everything like I'm supposed to, and I'm not seeing the results.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
it's not even guys I know. I'll just see regulars at the gym, and they haven't changed in any kind of obvious way in terms of their physique.
Right.
And when I kind of look at what they're doing, it's because that that intensity or the progressive overload's not happening.
They're doing the same thing again and again.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing from we don't know why. They learned it from somewhere.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Someone told them something to do, and they're doing it still, or they learned it from high school, or they learned it from a guy
Yeah.
that used to lift, or they used to know it and watch Tommy Kono, or they used to or bring up some backstory of bullshit that leads them to do the same 4 things or 5 things for years. In the same succession for years.
Right.
Same thing. See that Honolulu Club. See that at every gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the bigger the gym, the more you're gonna see those guys. Because the smaller gym, like the gym you go to, I don't think will be that case because it's more
No.
monitored because there's not as many people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the big gym, the UFCs, the 24, you're gonna see the guy. If you were to really watch a certain gentleman that's gonna come in or woman, they're gonna do the same thing again and again. The
Yes.
person may just go to the treadmill 30 minutes and that's it. And
Yes.
they do that for 10 years. All right.
You're right.
Or the
We
guy
used to see
that's
that
going to
all
do the
the
bench
time.
for 10 years. Still has a gut.
Always wearing that belt.
Still got a belt. Still got gloves.
Still got gloves.
We'll do bench press. We'll do a leg press and then curls. Shake some people's hands and say what's up and then leave. For
Just-
10 years.
Done.
And then that's it. And it looks the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got those guys that just are delusional. And then you got the people that are be like, I've been working out for so long, but nothing's happening. But they don't realize that they're not doing anything or they're doing the same things using the same weights too.
Yeah.
You have said person maybe just grab the 10 pounds to do a certain exercise and been doing it for 10 years. Of course, nothing gonna happen.
Yeah.
There's no plan.
Right.
So you have those men. Many of them. A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
I think, and the takeaway with that is that's like what Aaron's saying is about the plan. The reason why you have a plan is because the plan has a built-in amount of intensity, and I think I already said it with that progressive overload.
Yeah.
Basically, you always have to kind of reach a little bit more each time you go into the gym, whether that's more reps or more weight or some kind of combination of the two.
It's a program.
It's a program, yeah. So that's why you might not be making any progress. The other thing too, though, I just realized is especially for the younger guys, if they're on like Instagram looking at some program some guy made on Instagram, you might want to be careful. The reason why you might not be making progress is because the guy that's either showing you the program or selling you the program, he might be on gear. So whatever he's gonna respond to, whatever.
He's sponsored.
Yeah, is gear meaning again steroids of some sort.
Oh, sorry. I thought.
What did you think I meant?
I retract that statement. When you see it was on gear, I thought like he was sponsored by like clothes, like gear.
Because I thought you meant because a lot of those guys that sell products like supplements
like
and gear,
or something, yeah.
they are on gear. That all those guys, all those models are
sponsorships
allegedly
right.
on
Shout out
gear.
to Protein Water, Protein 20, not our sponsor, and no, forget it. So yes, they're on steroids.
Yeah. So they would
situation.
They would respond to anything, any kind of stimulus, right? If you're on steroids, but if you're not, you might not necessarily. So just keep that in mind as well. So,
it's needing a program.
Yeah.
And sticking to the program consistently.
Yes, that's the other thing too.
Know, not going into the gym with your phone and playing insanity video, and then going and putting it and blocking a bunch of people by the dumbbells and setting up your video, and then you and your probably girlfriend are gonna go stand there and do your ab ripper X bullshit, all right? And you can do that for like 1 week, and then you're gonna get out of there.
Please don't be that person. Please.
How many times I see that? Or the Nike interval training app, and then you set that up, and then you constantly, and you know it's the Nike training app when you're gonna hear the girl going 3, 2, 1. That shit.
Yeah, that'd be nice if
they
you
do it for a week, and then they're done.
That's true.
So, have a plan that's a consistent plan that you will stick to. Week 1, week 81.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It's always that consistency that we're talking about. But, and then, well, before we go and jump to the women's side of things, I want to digress on this digression. So it's a double digression. You mentioned the gloves. That is one of my pet peeves. Gloves. Yeah. Stop wearing it. Okay. I will say this. If you have a medical condition and your doctor says for whatever reason you need to wear gloves, I'm not talking about you. Or if you're like a surgeon and this is the way you protect your $1 million hands.
Yeah, surgeons.
I get it. Yeah. All of you are surgeons, so I guess you can all wear gloves.
Dishpan hands.
Dishpan hands. So the reason, I do have a legitimate reason, and it's because, to me, this is just my opinion, gloves are actually, to me, more dangerous because you don't have that tactile feedback
I like that.
for when you're gripping. Yeah?
Tactile
kind of
feedback.
ASMR-ish, yeah.
We need to do an ASMR video
we're
like
we're going to do an ASMR video. So, and what I mean by that is you're not actually fully gripping the bar or the dumbbell. So I notice when you see people dropping weights a lot, it's because they're wearing gloves. So there's that, and it's for performance as well, where there's that there's that tensile strength you need.
Yeah.
There's that gripping something really heavy, or gripping something really hard actually activates your central nervous system, so you can perform better with strength movements and stuff like that.
Yep.
So it's for functional reasons why I don't like the gloves, but also because just come on, what are you doing? You don't need to protect your sensitive, delicate hands.
All right,
okay?
let's bottom line it. Okay?
Take it away.
Let's bottom line it right now, okay? Because we got a lot of stuff to do here. Gloves, if you're a guy, if you have a condition, I'll shut up.
Yeah.
If you do not, you better take that shit off, all right? And be a man and just be able to grip shit like a man should. Calluses is what builds character. All right. Calluses is what makes a man a man.
And a woman a woman.
I
Come
know,
on,
sorry.
come on. I have
was
calluses
just-
too. Jesus.
But you're. So never mind the gloves. Throw them out.
No kitten mittens.
Grip strength is a thing that people are gonna need. I'm not saying you'll be hanging off the lanai or something. You gotta pick yourself up. You never know. But you need grip strength,
Yes.
and the gloves aren't gonna do it.
Yes.
And I don't know who told you to wear these gloves.
Yeah, like why? Who said that?
Tommy Kono. I don't know.
I know.
Don't do it. That's it.
Stop. Stop with the
Cut it
gloves.
out.
Okay.
All right.
That's it.
Is
Women.
Is that? Oh, okay. Okay.
Now we're
I
going
thought
to
we were signing off. Okay, sorry. On this Freeform show. Okay, women. Yes. Let's talk about them.
So I hear it all the time. You hear it all the time. I don't want to get bulky. Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, nobody ever accidentally got muscular. That just doesn't happen. It's just so hard to build muscle. Like I'm purposely trying to build muscle, and I work really hard at it.
You're doing
And-
great.
Thank you. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but I like what I caught.
That was good reaction.
Yeah, but it's
Are-
it's hard, right?
Yes.
It's physiologically a very hard thing to do. Nobody's doing it by accident.
Right. Nobody's gonna be saying like, oh, this person has great genes or what, or
Yeah.
can eat everything but never gain any weight. Okay, there's all of that, but when it comes
Yeah.
to gaining muscle, like you said, getting bulky, like you said, it's not something that is naturally implemented. It needs to be done in a program,
Yeah,
plans.
right.
So there's no such thing as women getting bulky. Every woman's gonna get bulky. It's just not how the body is built.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And I think the sometimes I'll see on some like message groups and on Reddit and stuff like that where women will say, "Well, I didn't like the way I looked because I felt bulky." So I'll acknowledge that everybody's different and everybody's personal taste for this stuff is different. But what might be happening is your body is changing, so the muscles underneath the fat tissue and the skin and stuff like that is actually pushing up because it's getting bigger.
Yeah.
But what might start to happen is you'll lean out too if you're
Right.
working out and eating right and stuff like that. And it could just be a self-perception because like self-perception is a bitch, like in terms of what you think you look like versus what you really look like.
right.
Yeah.
Very complex way to answer this
Okay.
topic, because you have many factors when it comes to a female.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. You have competition
Yeah.
between other women,
Yeah.
much like men. You're gonna have that situation. You're gonna have the situation of where you're gonna be thinking you don't look good or ever look good, just cause.
Just because.
Where everybody else will think you look good, but you just don't, because there's that insecurity, you're just not feeling good.
Right.
You're gonna have that. You're gonna have the feeling of depending on how are you working out. There's also that program of what are you doing, and are you doing low reps and high power? What are you doing there? And then what's gonna be the problem there? And you might be stocky. You might be whatever. A lot of factors. I'm missing several, I know, but it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
It's tough to figure out.
It's complicated and multi-dimensional.
And the internal the psychological is gonna be the big factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, how does a woman just react to dealing with all of this?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. But the other thing too is I would offer this as somebody who does like to work out. You shouldn't feel like you don't want to get strong. Because being strong feels really great. It offers you a way to kind of live your life in a way that I think gives you a lot more independence and flexibility to do things. So even if it's something as small as I can go and carry all the groceries from my trunk all the way up to my condo by myself, to something as, hey, let me go help my friend move. And not just mean me and my guy friends or me and my boyfriend or husband or whatever, but to say, yeah, I can go and help my friend. So it offers a lot of confidence boost too. So just think of it that way. But again, you're not going to get big unless you want to get big. I mean, that's the bottom line, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was it. Sorry, I was for the people watching. Yeah, I adjusted. The camera looked like it was gonna go dim out. So
Yeah, I did notice
it looked
that.
weird, right? So I
Yeah.
didn't know what was going on there. But
Yeah.
As we continue on in Havana,
Yes, Havana is very sunny today.
it's a show. No, forget. What else topics we got? That was good.
Yeah.
Well said by you. So
Well, why don't we? I think that's good for. Why don't we start?
oh, is that it?
ramming
Oh,
off. Yeah.
okay.
Because we'll briefly talk about what's coming up and stuff like that.
Since I totally fucked over this episode at the
No.
beginning.
It's a good point. And I think next week's show will be, now that I think about it, will be more appropriate because it's going to be given what's happening in 2020. So this was good. And I wanted to talk about this anyway at
All
some
right.
point. I didn't know how to do it, but this is a great opportunity.
No,
so.
I say we address that issue head
Yeah.
on because it's a different issue. It's a different time. None of us have dealt with this. No
Yeah.
one has had a Corona Christmas. So
Right.
what do you do as a healthy person or a person trying to lose weight or trying to eat better? Is a holiday a factor? in
Yeah, is it a
2020?
factor? Yeah, maybe it's not. So,
Personally, I don't think it is. I think that's over.
yeah, now that the more I think about it, now that you said it that way, yeah, because I'm not.
You going to any Christmas parties?
No, I'm not.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Okay.
We're good.
Yeah. All right.
We're good. No need prime rib.
Yeah.
No need. What to eat for Christmas?
Buffet.
Forget buffet. Buffets
Maybe
are done.
buffet ever, right? I mean, at this point.
Buffets are done.
Yeah.
Yeah, buffets are done.
Oh.
Potluck
Done.
done. It ain't
Well,
happening.
maybe Uncle Kirk is still gonna do.
Well, shout out to Holly, but if you're gonna go do some potluck Christmas, good luck. Enjoy Tier 1.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so tune in for next week when we do talk about that.
Such
but
a downer show.
what is coming up? I know we talked about on the top of the show about
Oh yeah,
our Thanksgiving extravaganza, but what else is?
Teletron Thanksgiving. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the main event coming
Yes.
up. Saturday night, November 21st,
21st.
6 p.m. to 11 p.m. IG Live.
Mm-hmm.
The marathon. A host of guests every 15 minutes. A new guest will be joining me. The link to donate is up.
It
It's
is.
to get as many turkeys as possible for as many families as possible. And I guess we'll continue moving on. That's going to be that's been less than 2 weeks from now. Today is as we record, the 11th.
Yeah, today's
Veterans
the 11th.
Day. Happy Veterans Day, everyone.
Yes.
Awaiting the jets to fly over.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But shout out to all the men and women of the veterans, really.
Yeah,
In this crazy time, that's something to acknowledge.
definitely.
Definitely. That's about it, really, though.
It's good.
Nothing planned. Nothing really planned besides the telethon. It's all full steam ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think I've ever said that before. It's full steam ahead.
First
to
time
the
for
telethon,
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Much like Corona Thanksgiving. That's about it. Anything else you got?
Oh well,
what?
did you want to tell them about the mask?
Thank you, Summer. Pre-ordering. You're so great. Pre-ordering the mask. Yes, we got some more masks coming. We got the red and the white one.
Yeah.
The black and the red one is coming back. The red and the white one, of course, I pre-ordered that in celebration of Trump's victory. I blew that one. And
Darn it.
you know how many times, okay, I don't know what, I guess it's the climate of the world, but if I'm wearing red,
Yeah.
it comes up.
Oh.
90% of the time it comes up.
So it's like a trigger or something.
I guess, but they're not saying it as an angry way.
Yeah.
But it's like a subliminal way to start talking to me about the election.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
like who you voting for? Oh, you like Trump.
It's not
even
obvious.
that. Yeah. It's just like, hey, so what do you think of the election? I'm like,
Oh,
I
weird.
guess. But if I'm not wearing red,
It's
it does
not-
not happen.
You're right. I think it is like a subliminal, like,
Right?
ding.
And I like red. I like the color red.
Oh, you do like the color
so
red.
shit. What's a gal to do?
What is a gal to do?
So yeah, so shout out the red mask coming.
Yay!
So be ready to have a debate with the mask on. That's coming up, and after that, that's really it. That's all I got. Sleep Time's over. IG, Facebook, YouTube channel. You'll see this on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
That's
Awesome.
about all I got. Summer, is that it for this week here?
I think so. Oh, and you can reach me My Instagram is Swayze808, SWAYZEY 808. I'm trying to post stuff more frequently. I'm trying to post stuff that's helpful and is not just a blatant selfie of myself.
It's fine.
So my plan is like I'll put something on the feed, like a workout that maybe if you want to, you can try and follow along if you want, and then like the stories will be more, I guess, technique driven. I'll see. Right. I'm playing around with it.
Just wear a tank top and shorts. It's fine. That's all that matters on Instagram. All right, just workout videos, good enough.
Maybe I'll just put like I'll blow up little balloons and put them in my bra, to pat it out a little.
Sure, there's a filter to help you out with that.
Yeah,
filters
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's probably the tits filter.
Yeah.
The ass filter.
Yeah, I'll do both. Is there a way to do both? I'll figure it out. Okay.
When the Make the Sex shirt comes out, you're hawking that.
Yeah, baby.
Right.
Okay, I don't know where that came from. I suddenly became Italian.
No, this is time to sign off.
Okay, gang. Thank you for joining us. As always, tune in next week and wash your damn hands.
Okay.